Hare Krishna. Association, it's food to mind and our brain. Association provides energy, provides food. It works as a food for our mind. Uh, how association starts, what happens, what is the gradual progress of association, and what happens by association. So basically, once we start associating, association starts, sangat, we call it. Shangat, Shang, or association. It starts with sharing thoughts and ideas. They might be like individual or professional. And after that sharing of thoughts and sharing of ideas reach to one stage, then we start sharing our emotions, which is already we are hooked into a association. Then after emotions, we start sharing food, we start sharing gifts, we start sharing that energy. After we when we are just sharing ideas and thoughts, that's in a gross level, but once we start sharing emotions, then we start sharing that energy. That energy starts flowing. So the kind of energy the person carries whom we are in association with, that energy starts flowing in us also. And then we start sharing food, gift, and goes on ahead, which have the sharing of emotions, gift, and food, like inviting somebody for food, for lunch, for dinner, and accepting invitation of dinner, lunch, whatever it may be, for food, because food is the vital energy which runs our body, because food is the energy which creates our thoughts. Food is the energy which uh, actually reflect on our life directly, because that energy is created as our thoughts, as created as our actions. All those are the foods which we eat. So this sharing of emotions and sharing of food, sharing of gift, etc., it have like direct impact on our personal life, on our professional life, family life, social life, and so on, like in every part, every aspect of our life. The power of association is so huge. We live in the age, now our present age, is where it is more about whom we know than what we know. Makes a great difference whom we know. We can see the example in our day-to-day life, in our personal life, family, professional, financial, social, all aspect of our life. It matters whom we know than what we know. And as there's saying in English, we are the average of the five people we spend the most time with. So our identity is built up on the five most frequently associated friends. So we are in average of five people whom we spend the most of our time. And it's in Niti Shastra it says, not actually, it's from Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, it's a conversation between Mahamantri Vidur and Dhritarashtra, the king of Hastinapur, where Vidur says, Shulabha Purusha Rajan, Shatatam Priyavadina, Apriyasya cha Satyasya, Vakta Srota cha Durlabha. Vidur says, Your Majesty, always good speaking people can be easily find. We can find those good speaking people very easily. But a person speaking bitter truth and one who listens to him, both are difficult to find. They are actually sadhu. They are actually saintly people. Those who, even if that's bitter, if they can speak that truth and if they can listen that truth, they are saintly people. So in world, saintly people are rare to find. So we should be very careful while associating, because um, uh, whom we like to associate are good speaking people. When we see somebody is like good speaking and we get very influenced by him or her, and like to associate with them. But what Mahabharata says, Vidur says, is we should try to associate with those people, those who can speak truth, even if it's bitter. And we should associate with them, those who can tolerate, those who can listen that truth. Because good speaking people, they can be easily found. They are everywhere. Speaking good in front of others or whatever it may be. But the person who can tolerate truth, listen truth, who can speak truth are rare, and we should try to associate with like those type of people. Because association with wicked person, Durjana priyavaditi naitad vishwasa karanam madhu tishtati jivagre hridayatu halahalam. Because those good speaking people, wicked person even talking in our favor, or that sounds good, that's like honey on their thoughts, or what they speak might sound like very sweet, like honey. There's honey in the tongue's tip. In their language might be sweet, but there is poison in their heart. Madhu tishtati jivagre hridayatu halahalam. Mind is full of wicked thoughts. So we should be very careful whom to associate with. We should try to associate with them, those who speaks truth, not with them, those who speaks good. And what like associating with wicked person is worse than associating, sleeping together with snakes. सर्प दुर्जनोर मध्य वरम सर्पो न दुर्जन सर्पम दंशति कालेन दुर्जनस्तु पदे पदे. When it comes to compare between snakes and wicked person, it's snake who is better among two. Like associating with fools and associating with wickeds. Associating with snake is better than associating with fools and wicked, because a snake bites occasionally, very seldom. But the fool and the wicked person cause pain at every step of life, always. So Vidur always suggests in Mahabharata to King Dhritarashtra, saying, Apriyasya cha satyasya vakta srota durlabha, those who speaks truth and those who can listen truth, they are very rare to find, but associating with them is always the reason to be happy in the life. So whom to associate with is, we need to associate with people who inspires us first, who inspire us, and who challenge us to rise higher, and who makes us feel better. We should not waste our valuable time with people who are not adding anything on our growth. And what type of association is that? Which association inspires us? Which association challenges us to rise higher in our life? And which association or what type of people makes us feel better in all three levels: physical level, mental level, and spiritual level? Because until and unless we get food for our physical growth, mental growth, and spiritual growth, the growth is not holistic. So there is always something lacking. So what type of people can make us feel better in physical, mental, and spiritual level? So whom to associate with? There's only one answer for that, is association of saintly person, because they only alone can bring us eternal peace, first thing, and everlasting happiness, ever increasing happiness, which is never going to last, never going to finish, it's everlasting. And who can carry us, the must and the primary aim of association is the saintly people. Associating with them can carry us across the ocean of birth, old age, disease, and death, because all the sufferings are because of birth, because of old age, because of disease, can see so many disease, so many of these disease and virus, bacteria, they are causing us disease, and we are so much afraid even to go out from our doors. We are afraid to step out of door. So the association with those saintly people can take us across the ocean of birth, old age, disease, and the most fearsome problem of our life, death. We can cross the ocean of death. So while associating, we should just be very cautious, and we should only associate with those saintly people, those who can provide us eternal peace, the inner happiness, and that happiness which is everlasting, and who can take us away, who can uh, be our salesman, who can sell us from the ocean of birth, old age, disease, and death. Hare Krishna.